Alright, so I've got a couple things to do today. I just reconed a U Series 6.5, which I might throw up little pictures of that right now. I guess it's inside. But I'm working on this box, which is for the B212s, but I'm putting the SA10s in just to have a play around with them, and it is huge. I don't think the camera quite puts it into perspective. This is big. On top of that, I've got this box here, which I'm finishing up for the U Series 6.5. This is made to be more peaky on the meter. I had an SQ box, about the same form factor as this, actually. I think it was slightly shorter, but a bit more deep and less wide. Difference is, that one had a tiny airspace, so if you have a large airspace, typically response is going up in the peak. Alright, so I just quickly done this. So if you have a large airspace, typically in a Helmholtz resonator, you get a peaky response, you get more of a peak in that. But reducing that airspace makes it smoother. Problem is, when you reduce airspace, port length goes up if you keep the same area. That's why small boxes, small port, sounds bad, but I kept the port quite large in area, therefore the length of it is huge, so it took up a bunch of airspace doing that. So it ended up being the same footprint as a larger box with a less long port, but around a similar area. But that's the response difference. So this one is going to hopefully look something like this, and in the car hopefully fucking boom like that, and be loud. That's the plan anyway. I expect 140 plus out of it. 140 plus out of a single 6.5 around 30 hertz isn't too shabby, although the flatness of the response isn't going to be perfect. But 99.99999% of builds in car audio are definitely the furthest thing from flat. And if you're going for a flat response, you'd probably have a DSP to EQ everything down anyway. And got a bunch of liquid nails in my hands. Probably should wear gloves. So on top of finishing that box and then doing the touch-ups on this box here, for these, I'm going to be putting 4 DD 506 6.5 inch subs in the box I used for the 2 U Series 6.5s, which was originally then for 2 X8 V3s. So it's going to get another rebaffle for 4 DD 6.5s and a couple of displacement changes, and they'll be going in the car, and I might get the results later today. That shouldn't take long. Liquid nails tacks up pretty quick. Wondering why is all my enclosures just massive, because of Hoffman's law. This one here isn't too big, it's like 30 by 20, so it's not that big. 30 wide, 20 deep, and I think it's 9 high, something like that. Isn't too big, even if you compare it to a 10, it doesn't look that massive, although it does look like it would be about appropriate for a 10. Yeah, you know what, never mind, on camera it does look massive now when I put a 10 in it. Then comparing it to the U6.5 I just reconed, it does, yeah, it looks pretty big. Yeah, massive. I'm also pretty happy with the job I did in this. I converted to direct leads because trying to get leads in with the big beefy sub, it sucks. Anybody that's had to do it with beefy little subs, it's just such a pain. It is awful. And I glued the hell out of that dust cap. Put so much on it. I don't want the chance of this popping off at all and then just unloading and having to have another recon on. I don't want that chance. But on the topic of recones, here's one in the open for anyone that was wondering, because I haven't seen many people post these up. Here's the U6.5 soft parts out in the open. Pretty decent job. This probably came from a factory in China, but yeah. And the coils is what is the issue I'm having anyway, and other people are having as well, is the former here just completely snaps off on these. So it's good to see that Sundown is doing a revision on this coil, and I hope to see that in full production very soon with the update getting rolled out to all the stock and whatever. And yeah, the recons will hopefully be available with it. Because I'm not going to lie, I've popped a fair few of these now, and I'm expecting this one to go as well. And then, I got a recon left or another one. How many am I going to use? 10 of them? Probably. But keep in mind, for all the haters, I am pushing it very hard. Probably harder than most people should be pushing these. It's still a concern though. If the former was just thicker, it was stronger, it would have no issues. This would be an excellent sub. That's the only issue. Everything else is awesome. The spiders don't tear, the surround's great, cone, everything's perfect. It's just the coil. Funny that. The only thing that's wrong with it happens to be the most important part of the speaker. V4 should be here soon, and I don't expect any issues with those. Those should be great. They have the same coil as the V3s, and the V3s performed awesome in my testing, but the difference is the V4 has a different basket, different spider, cone, and surround, giving it more excursion capability for more output. Old baffle cut out. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad, but that's the plan so far. Quad 6.5s. Looks pretty badass. I like it. I like it a lot. Wide up. Now to put this in the car and test. I'm excited for this.
Bitch, I pull up in that motherfucking truck.
Not bad. I'm gonna wait for the glue to dry a bit, and I'll turn them up more tomorrow and probably thrash the shad and get a high spell score.
He's married to the game, like a fucking for Christmas. Forget the fucking got the arch, pull his dick from the dirt.
Not bad.
With my goose while you suck. Eat the dick like you was ugly. I mean, hold on. Wait, where your friend bring your buddy? I don't think that you enough. Her favorite game to say is cuff me. Slut me out. Slut me out. Slut me out. Rip out my shirt if you love me. Spit in my face when you fuck me. Play with my goose while you suck on. Eat the dick like you was ugly. Big dick energy, I give it. Don't believe me, then come feel it. Don't put this here in your kidney, please. And her shit like some kidney beans. Suck my balls, gon' chickpea me. Why you being weird to me?
Not bad.